Hello guys, welcome to our new YouTube video. Today we are going to discuss about open source, unleashing the power of collaboration. We're gonna see what is open source in detail in this video. So let's begin. Before we starting about what is open source, we'll see what we are gonna go through in this video. The contents, table of content. First we're gonna learn about the introduction and the evolution of open source, how it evolved and the impact of open source on software industry and other technology. Next we're gonna learn about case studies, some of the existing successful open source technologies around the world. And next we're gonna see what is the future of open source, how is open source gonna uh, turn the market. Last but not the least, we're gonna see the conclusion. So coming to the introduction, what is open source? Open source is a development model that encourages collaboration and sharing of software code, enabling faster innovation, lower costs, and higher quality software products. So, open source refers to software whose source code is freely available to the public and can be modified, distributed, and improved by anyone. This means that the software is developed collaboratively and transparently with contributions from individuals and organizations around the world. The open source movement began in 1980s with the development of the GNU project and the Free Software Foundation, which aimed to create a free and open operating system. Today, open source software is used in a wide range of industries from technology and finance to healthcare and education. One of the key benefits of open source software is that it is often free or low cost, making it accessible to individuals and small businesses who might not have the resource to invest in the expensive proprietary software. Additionally, because the source code is freely available, developers can customize the software to meet their specific needs, leading to increased innovation and creativity. Open source software also tend to have a strong community of developers and users who contribute to its development and support. This community driven approach can lead to a faster bug fixes, improved security, and a wide range of features and functionality. Overall, open source software is an important and growing part of the technology industry, offering benefits to both developers and end users. Next, we're gonna see about why is open source important in computer science and software development. Benefits and contributions to the field. Collaboration and community driven development. So, as we discussed before, open source projects are often collaboratively developed by community of contributors, allowing for diverse perspectives and skills to be brought together to create better software. The next is transparency and accountability. As open source softwares are transparent, allowing anyone to view and contribute to the source code, this promotes accountability and reduces the likelihood of malicious code being introduced. Next is cost saving. Of course, cost efficiency is a big role. Open software Open source software is often free and can be organizations money and can save organizations money on software licensing fees. Flexibility and customization. Open source softwares can be customized to according to the end users requests, or they can modify according to their needs, specific needs, and can be integrated with other tools and systems which will enhance their software. Innovation and progress. Open source projects encourage innovation and progress by allowing for the sharing of ideas and collaborations among developers around the world. So next we're gonna see about the evolution of open source from free software to open source. A comical look at the evolution of collaborative software development. So open source software has had a profound impact on the tech industry, transforming the way we collaborate, innovate, and solve problems. It refers to software whose source code is available to anyone to modify, view, and distribute without any restrictions. The concept of open source has evolved significantly since its inception in the late 1990s. Initially, open source software were seen as a fringe movement with a small group of developers and enthusiasts advocating for the adoption of open source principles and practices. However, as the benefit of open source software became more widely recognized, its popularity grew rapidly. Today, open source software is used by millions of people around the world, from individual and small scale to large scale enterprises and governments. One important development in the evolution of open source has been the rise of open source communities. These communities bring together developers and users from around the world to collaborate on the development of open source software projects. These communities often operate on the volunteer basis, with individuals contributing their time and expertise to improve the software and add new features every day. Another important development in the evolution of open source has been the rise of open source business models. While many open source projects are still developed and maintained by volunteers, there are there are now many companies that have built successful businesses around open source software. These companies often offer paid support, training, and consulting services as well as customer development and integration services. Overall, the evolution of open source has been marked by the growing recognition of the benefits of collaborative development as well as the growing acceptance of open source as a viable business model. Today, open source software is a key part of technology industry with many applications and platform being built on open source foundations. Open source software, like we discussed, allow developers to collaborate all around the world, and again it enables software adaptability to their needs. Open source software is widely used in various industries and reduces cost. Open source software is more secure than proprietary softwares as it is maintained by developers, and it will lead to creation of some most popular widely used software in the world. Next, we're going to see the impact of open source software on the tech industry. Okay, open source software has lowered cost and increased innovation. Open source software has lowered cost by avoiding expensive licensing fees and the cost of developing proprietary software from scratch. Additionally, it has increased innovation by allowing developers to collaborate and contribute to projects from all around the world, resulting in the creation of some of the most popular and widely used software in the world. We're gonna see some great examples like Linux, Apache HTTP server, and Git. Like we discussed in the last slide, it briefs some of the points like improved workflow and communication among developers, access to a wider pool of expertise, faster and more efficient development, increased transparency and accountability. Successful open source technologies like Apache Open Source Web Servers, which was developed in 1995 by a group of webmasters. It was named after the Native American Apache tribe. As we know, Apache is a free and open source software. It is most widely used web server in the world. It serves about 40% of all websites on the internet right now. And Apache supports multiple language and platforms. It is highly configurable and extensible as it is multilingual. And Apache is a flagship product of Apache Software Foundation. It is a great example of success of open source software. Now we're gonna see the impact of Apache HTTP server on tech industry. The pie chart will show the data. So Apache itself uses 44.9% of the whole tech industry. It uses Apache HTTP servers. NGINX uses 20% of Apache server in the whole tech industry. Microsoft, one of the giant company, uses 15%, and Google also uses 5% of Apache HTTP servers, open source servers, and the rest 14% is used by other companies. And the next is one of the biggest databases out there, MySQL. MySQL is an open source database management system. This means the source code is freely available to anyone to use, modify, and distribute. MySQL is one of the most widely used open source databases. It is used by many companies and organizations like Facebook, Google, Meta, Twitter due to its reliability and scalability. And again, MySQL offers a range of features and capabilities. It supports transactions, foreign keys, stored procedures, and many other features that makes it powerful and flexible database system. Now we're gonna see some of the Indian successful open source technologies. Like we are growing in the field of open source day by day. Um, I'm gonna explain three most successful or three most known, well known data open source technologies. Aadhaar, which we all know. Aadhaar is a biometric identity system developed by Indian government, which is used to which is also built on open source technology. Aadhaar Aadhaar became mandatory to everyone as it is used as the to track individual data of each citizen, and widely adopted across India and is used to variety of purposes, including financial transactions, like as we are linking our PAN cards into Aadhaar cards, which is a compulsory again, which helps which helps in tracking financial transactions of each individual and social welfare programs as well. The next is Zerodha. Zerodha is a popular Indian stock trading platform in India. Is built on open source technology. The core trading platform of Zerodha is built using the open source trading platform Kite Connect, which was developed by Zerodha itself and is available to other developers and traders for building their own trading platform. Kite Connect is built using a number of open source technologies including Python, Django, PostgreSQL, among others. By using open source technologies, Zerodha was able to develop a flexible and scalable trading platform that can handle a large number of transactions and users. In addition to Kite Connect, Zerodha also uses other open source technology in its operations, such as open source databases management system, MySQL, the other open source messaging system, RabbitMQ, and the open source monitoring and alerting tools like Nagios, among others. Overall, the use of open source technology has helped Zerodha to build a robust and scalable trading platform while keeping cost low and allowing for greater flexibility and customization. And one more is which is a open source API technology which was developed by Hopscotch, which helps in creating API from scratch. We don't need to create API from scratch. There are some built-in APIs which can be easily implemented into our software, and it provides minimal and timid UI also, which is a great tool again. Now we're gonna discuss about the future of open source. As we are talking about the future of open source, the future of open source look brighter than ever in 2023. All businesses are now software businesses. Like we all know, every business is turning into software. As information technology, data is the new fuel for the next generations. As a result of epidemic, more businesses have adopted software to provide their products and services via a website or an app. Like I said, the rapid technological progress and endless bottlenecks to innovation make predicting the future in the computing sector more difficult and riskier. Only a small percentage of inventions are actually disruptive. Some are impractical or inefficient, while others are ahead of their time or simply lack a market. There are many examples of superior technology that were never implemented because other technologies came on time on perform and performed better in the market. Open source technology is widely used in many industries, and more organizations are using and developing software than ever before. Open source software is used in all aspects of software development, and it will be continue to grow in 2023. We will see about the revenue of open source services from 2017 to till now 2023 running. As we see total, okay, let me start with the 2017. In 2017, the revenue was 11.4 billion US dollars, which increased into 14.1 billion USD in the span of 1 year, and again it went on increasing from there. So it went to 17.4 billion US dollars, and again 20.2 billion USD, and it went to 23.8, and in the last year we went during the COVID it went to 26.42 billion, and currently it is at 30.70 billion US dollars as of now. So as we are coming to the end of our presentation, open source, a key concept in computer science and software development. So this presentation has introduced the concept of open source and its importance within the field of computer science and software development, providing examples of successful open source projects and their impact. So we discussed, as we discussed in this past minutes, how open source is important to each individual in terms of development, in terms of saving money, or in terms of scaling our business into a large scale. Open source is it is not a necessity, it must be a need, in my opinion. Every new generation kid or developer should include open source, and they should start contributing to the open source community as well, so that they can contribute something back to the community where they got their knowledge from. It is the rule of nature, you should give back something after learning and gaining everything from the same community. So I'd like to conclude it with the by saying everyone, open source is a vital technology, and it will continue to grow, be the vital technology in the future. Everyone must adopt, and open source should be a general topic in the coming days. It is what I'd like to say. So thank you for tuning in and giving your time. If you like the video, please like, share, and
please whatever. Please I want to reach 1 million likes. So please sarapakara. Yes. Okay, thank you.